If you are serious about adding $20,000 per month to your creative business and you don't know how to get there, chances are you're just going to join the rat race with the other freelancers and creatives. That's why in this video, I'm going to give you the exact method I'd use to add $240,000 per year to my creative business. Growing your creative business revolves around two key engines. The first one is the growth engine. The second one is the scale engine. There's a lot that goes into the scale engine, and it's usually best done one-on-one. And that's what I've found with a lot of my one-on-one clients. It's not so much about this growth engine we're going to cover today, but that one-on-one mentoring is really about that scale engine, the hands-on help that they need to go to the next level. What we're going to cover today is just that base level, the growth engine. This is what's going to keep your creative business ticking over day after day, week after week. And it's very, very simple. So keep watching. We're going to go through each section and break it all down. If you feel like you've got your growth engine sorted and you really just need that cream on top, the scale engine, go to the description, click my Instagram, DM me 222, and I'll see if I can help. All right, the growth engine has 4 key components: traffic, offer, conversion, and results. The best thing about the growth engine is that it spins like a flywheel. The nature of it, if you get more traffic, you're going to get more conversions. With the right offer and delivery, you're going to get them the results, which feeds back into your traffic and your marketing, which then again feeds into more sales. You get more results, feeds back into your marketing. And as you get this thing going, it just spins like crazy. The first place most creatives think they have an issue with is traffic, when in reality, it's an offer problem. I've covered this before, but you need to productize your offer. That means think of all the little individual tasks that you do on a day-to-day or that you offer to your clients. You need to find a way we can bundle these together and create something that feels new. For example, in our business, we do content creation, social media management, and paid ads. We don't sell each of them individually. We bundle them together and we call it a program called the ecosystem. To us, it's just short form content, social media management, and ads, but to our clients, it's this special program that has a name and it looks shiny. Your offer should follow the NESB framework: new, easy, safe, big. Clients and people like things that are new. They don't give a fuck about old things. They want something that's new and shiny. It needs to be easy. If it looks too hard, if it feels too hard, if everything's just super hard, your clients don't want it. It needs to be safe. When clients join this program or your offer or they sign up to it, they need to feel safe. They need to feel like they're going to get the outcome that you're promising. To top it off, it needs to be a big idea. It needs to sound bigger than what it really is. If you can tick off each of these, new, easy, safe, big, it's going to go a long way to having a good offer. So we're going to productize our offer. We're going to make it new, easy, safe, and big. The next thing we want to do is map out the delivery. This does tie into results a little bit, but this is the way I like to do it when we did our ecosystem program. I mapped out from start to finish, from when a client inquires to when we give them the result, every step in that process. So I know if I sign someone up to our ecosystem program, I know when I'm sending the contract, I know when I'm having the strategy session, I know how to film the content, I know once I do the content, who am I sending it to? When I get it back, I'm going to put it in this Google Drive, and then this person's going to send it to the client, and this is going to get approved, and things like that. I map out every single step so the delivery of the offer is systemized. This does play into the scale engine a little bit, but I found it really easy when I was doing it to map it out in this offer section. Once I created my offer and the things that I wanted in it, I just mapped out how I was going to deliver it. So it was literally written out. The last thing to make a really, really good offer that sells well as a creative is you need to figure out what part of the funnel that you're servicing. So top of funnel services are things like videography, that you're offering brand awareness, brand recognition. It doesn't really directly impact the business's bottom line or give them direct revenue. For that, you can't charge as much. If you're just shooting videos for social media, there's not really much you can push and pull around to up the price because you're just doing brand recognition, brand awareness. What we focus on heavily, because we do a lot of real estate, is that middle of funnel. So that's lead generation and like kind of audience nurturing with the social media management. We're shooting the content, which is the brand awareness stuff, but we're also posting it, running ads for our clients, trying to get them revenue. So we're slowly moving into that bottom of funnel service, which in return you get paid higher for. Our retainers range from about $3,000 to $6,000, which indicates the value that we're bringing to our clients. If you're directly getting them sales, so you're setting up landing pages or you're doing websites where you're making your client direct sales, you can charge a hefty amount for that. That's where you see retainers go from 10, 12, 15K per month, is because you're setting up direct landing pages that bring the client money. If all you're offering is social media videos, you can't expect to charge 15 grand a month. It's not directly bringing your client more revenue. Once you knuckle down your solid offer, that's when we can go back to traffic and we can start getting eyeballs towards your profile and on your offer. There's two key elements in the traffic component, that's organic and paid. You should aim to 3 to 5 organic posts a week, mixing in the add value stuff, so that's where you're educating and giving information back to your client that they can use. You need to mix in team or personality-based content where you show who you are, who your team is, where you work out of. People need to connect with other people. You also need to mix in belief content. So this is content based around what your opinion is on certain topics, what your opinion is on the industry that you're going to target. You need to basically pick a side of the fence. So if you're on this side of the fence, we want to throw rocks at people on the other side. This will really make your message stand out and position you as someone that has their own thought. You're not just fucking doing the same thing as everyone else. This is a good time to mention what's going to come in the results component is we also need to post case study content. The next key element is paid ads. I would only recommend this almost the last step in the growth engine before we move to the scale engine is turn paid ads on, because you need a solid offer and it needs to be proven. For our paid ads, like I said, we need to have a solid proven offer, or it needs to be selling an intro offer, which later down the track, we can move our clients onto a retainer package from this initial offer. There's a lot to do with paid ads and I can't cover it in this video. And like I said, it's almost part of that scale engine. So if you do need help with that scale engine part of your creative business, you're ready to go, head to the description, click my Instagram, DM me 222, and I'll see if I can help. Once we nail a solid offer and we can start getting traffic to that offer, either on Instagram or YouTube or our landing page, wherever we're sending our traffic to look at our offer, the next is conversion. Creatives suck at tracking data. They generally have no lead follow-up plan. They don't even know what a sales process is, and all they're interested in is jamming their offer down people's throats. It's like knocking on someone's door and just asking them to buy whatever you're selling without any background at all. You need to be able to sit down with your client, talk about their problems they're having in their business or their problems they're having with their content, and be able to prescribe different services that you offer to them. You can't just sit down with them and say, here's what I offer, buy it, because that will never work. You need to use these things and listen to what they're saying and what they need. You're not just selling a video or a website or a design or social media. You're solving a problem for them. And the only way to find out what that problem is by talking to them. It's so much easier than what it sounds, but so many creatives don't do this. All they do is sit down in a meeting or a Zoom or whatever it is, and they start talking about themselves and what they can offer. And they've got a 4K camera and this and that. Your client doesn't care about you. They care about themselves and how you can help them. Exactly what I'm talking about now. Your client doesn't have a video problem. They have a traffic problem. They're not getting seen enough on their Instagram or on their Facebook page to get leads. They need to get more leads, and the way to do that is traffic. And the way you're going to solve that for them is with your videos. You need to learn to talk their language and diagnose what the actual problem is that they're facing. It's not that they just want your 4K video. It's that they need more eyeballs on their own offer. And once you make that switch, every client meeting and every sales conversation is so much easier. Track your data. How many views are you getting? How many leads are you getting? How many conversations are you having with potential prospects? You need a lead follow-up plan. Once someone submits their name or you get in contact with them, we need a simple staged process that moves them from just reaching out to set up for a sales conversation. Whether that's reminder texts, reminder emails, whatever it is, you need a simple stage process so we know where our leads are any given time. That way we're not walking around with a fucking leaky bucket where our leads are just pouring out the side because we don't even know how many we have, who they are, when we contacted them last. And it comes down to the sales process, which ties into the diagnose and prescribe. Lastly, the results component, and this is the best bit. This is what makes this whole engine fucking crank. We'll start with the delivery roadmap. That's what we made in our offer section. So that's a step-by-step process. It's going to take people from signing up to our offer or our program or whatever it is through to executing. We need it written down from start to finish, how we're going to deliver what our offer laid out. It's super, super simple to do. You just need to write down every fucking little detail. Once we get the results for our clients, we need to turn them into case studies. These case studies is what's going to feed the traffic component because we can market them. Once we get results for our clients, we can move the conversation to more of retention. So how can we retain our clients for longer? Back to our tracking data in our conversion section, once we know our long-term value, we can reverse engineer that to figure out what we can actually pay per customer, which feeds in to our paid ads. Once you deliver results for your clients, say on one of those one-off offers, this is the perfect time to ask them if they'd like to join your retainer program. To break it down simply again, the growth engine has 4 key components: traffic, offer, conversion, results. I've tried to break these down as simple as I can, breaking each component down into the single elements that really impact it, which will hopefully give you clarity on how you can really refine your growth engine. If you feel like your growth engine is sorted and you're just missing that scale engine, head to the description, click my Instagram and DM me 222 and I'll see if I can help. It's a super, super simple game, guys. There's so many people out there that try and make this fucking shit so much harder than it has to be. You just have to have a good offer that's actually refined and mapped out. You need to get eyeballs to fucking look at the offer. You just need a simple process to go through when you sit down with a client, listen to their problems, grab all the services that you offer and just relate those services to the problems that they're having. And once we have them, keep them around for ages, make good case studies and fucking feed it back into the traffic component and just get your growth engine just fucking roaring. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I really want to go in depth on the growth engine and the key components that are in it.